Welcome back to Bishop's Breakdown, episode 6, where we talk NFL, NBA, little wrestling, whatever else is on my mind. So let's break it down. Week 12 wrap up of the Monday Night Football game with the 49ers taking on the Carolina Panthers. It's the first matchup that Christian McCaffrey has against his former team. But the way I see it, either each team sucks or each team are evenly matched. I mean, both QBs threw picks in the end zone. Is the Cinderella story of the Mr. Irrelevant Brock Purdy over? I mean, he had 1 touchdown and 3 picks. I mean, they won. And no disrespect to the Carolina Panthers defense, but they play hard. The offense let them down. They had 3 turnovers, and they resulted in a turnover by the offense, a punt, and then a field goal. Definitely not a recipe for success in NFL or any level of football. But Christian McCaffrey against that former team, Carolina Panthers, he put in numbers. Not Christian McCaffrey numbers, but pretty good numbers. 167 total yards and a touchdown. But the Panthers look blah. 49ers don't look any better. Another boring Monday Night Football game with a blowout on the scoreboard. But maybe one week we'll get something that's not a tearjerker, like, damn it. So another boring game on Monday night. Shocker. Another blowout on NFL slate of games. Shocker. It's whatever. Moving on to WWE Raw. Really love the season that they playing with Roman, Cody, and Punk. With Roman looking at both of them saying, well, that title will look really good on my shoulders. But which one? Because Punk was like, you talking to me? You talking to him? I mean, he has a history of both guys taking the titles from either one would be interesting. So Gunther versus Carmelo was a tournament match. Best tournament match so far out of all the ones. Besides the botched DDT on the apron spot. But I almost thought Carmelo was going to pull out of that count-out victory again. Carmelo's so talented. He needs more matches like this. More high-profile matches to show what he got. His talent. Like he did in NXT with the NXT title. Dirty Dom talking trash. Like just talking mad trash. Like, Cena, you're this. You're Cena, you're that. And Cena's music hits. And truthfully, I thought he was actually going to pop out. I mean, I know they said last week or 2 weeks ago that was his final Raw. But I thought maybe, hey, a little surprise for the audience. And lo and behold, a mini John Cena. They even had a mini Stu the camera guy with a little camcorder. Like, and then obviously Dirty Dom beats up the little Cena because little Cena was talking little smack. And I love Dirty Dom. But it might be a little old. Like he needs more wrinkles to his character. I'm assuming that the build up to Mania will probably be a retirement match against his father. Dirty Dom title versus Rey Mysterio's career. Mania? Yeah. And then so the match they had with JD versus Rey Mysterio. Newsflash, JD is really good. He's a good wrestler. And Rey is timeless. I mean, maybe not a 5-star match, but he does his thing every time he's in the ring. He's just a natural. He might be 100 years old, but you can't tell. But I'm still not a fan of this matches just to have a match on Raw, like just to pass the time. Story goes a long way. And JD might put on great matches, but he never wins. So in the long run, what do you really gain from Rey Mysterio beating JD? Absolutely, positively nothing. The other tournament match, Solo versus Penta. And then randomly out of nowhere, I blinked and Penta was on the ground and refs were around him and ding, ding, ding. And Solo gets the victory because he can't compete. Wild stuff. I don't know if he's really hurt or this is a storyline hurt. The Women's War Games. Very good segment. AJ Lee was so missed. Like, I dig her character. I dig her. You're not sure if she's all the way there, but she might be all the way there, and she's just pulling a fast one on you, or all of the above. And Becky as a heel, chef's kiss. She's really good in that role. She's really good on the internet. Like, if you go to her X account, she just, every time something bad happens to her, quote unquote, she's going to have something to say about it online, calls people names. It's great. But typical brawl, you know, the good guys versus the bad guys fighting each other. So they had an advantage match. The Usos taking on Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. Typical outcome. Heels get the advantage. But then, when they had a little, brawl, all the members except Brock was brawling. And Brock comes out doing his aura stuff. And he put his foot down and slipped and rolled backwards like a tumbleweed in the middle of the desert. Aura lost, my friend. I mean, you still the beast. But every time I look at you, I see you rolling around like a kid in the sandcastle. And then they end the show with I know this is crazy, but a brawl. Not a fan as a TV watch. If I was there, sure, fine. But it fades to black, and what do you have to put on next, Netflix? Oh, nothing. So why can't I see all of it? Terrible. But I'll give you my Survivor Series thoughts after the SmackDown recap, which was a tape show. Not very good. Besides the Asuka versus Flair, which had a great match for the advantage, which went to the babyfaces, which I'm shocked. Like I said earlier, usually the heels win the advantage. It's not really a babyface thing to have that advantage throughout the match. And Miz replacing Sheamus versus LA Knight. Yeah. The semifinal matches right now for the Last Time Is Now tournament is LA Knight. Yeah. Let me do it again. LA Knight. Yeah. Versus main event Jey Uso. And then the ring general Gunther versus Solo Sikoa, the leader of the MFTs. Whatever that means. I know what it means, but it's stupid. My predictions are Jey Uso versus Gunther, with Gunther beating Jey Uso again, being John Cena's final opponent. The only other newsworthy segment from SmackDown was the Survivor Series style elimination match, which was Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, Ray Phoenix, and the Motor City Machine. And the other newsworthy segment from SmackDown was the Survivor Series style elimination match, which featured Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, Ray Phoenix, the Motor City Machine Guns versus the MFTs, which is Solo, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, Tala Tonga, and JC Mateo. In the end, it came down to Zayn versus three members of MFT, Tala, Tama, and Solo. And Sami eliminated Tala and Tama, but it wasn't enough, and Solo hit him with Samoan Spike. Decent match. But the end was a head scratcher. But we'll see what they have in store. I'm all about the wait and see attitude. The Wyatt Six surrounded the ring without Uncle Howdy, with Solo in the ring by himself. And then out of nowhere, Uncle Howdy came up behind him and delivered a Sister Abigail to end the show. But again, a tape show. Couldn't expect for much. Usually they don't do much crazy things on a tape show. Here's the Survivor Series recap of War Games. The show started with the Women's War Games match. It was a match. The babyfaces won, with AJ Lee making Becky Lynch tap out. Granted, to my view, she was just waving. Like, hello. Surprisingly, Becky said the same thing on X. So I'm assuming this will play out with a match between the two, Becky and AJ Lee, in the not so distant future. Most likely Mania. Like I said on a bonus episode on Saturday, Io Sky swanton bomb with a trash can over her head. Even had her name on it, and the lid that she brought into the ring earlier had her name on it too, like a branded trash can. Go figure. I'm shocked they don't sell that on WWEshop.com. But it really looked unnatural. AJ Lee was trying to give her the trash can. She's too short. So Rhea hoisted her up on her shoulders to get the trash can up at Io. The heels stumbled to the middle of the ring, waiting for Io to jump on them. Becky, smartest heel in the business, casually moved out of the way. But weird. Next match, John Cena versus Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship. If me, personally, was booking this, I would not have it 6-on-1 in your GOAT's final PLE match. For him being so loved, for him going through this tournament, for him to be like the GOAT, this is his retirement tour, and not one person came out to help him to even the odds or even lift a finger to help, even if the results were the same. Not one babyface in the back was like, let me go help the great John Cena. The big news out of this was Liv Morgan's came back. She ran in the ring and looked like she was really mad at Dominic, and she slapped the air, and Dom flopped like an NBA player. Cena is shocked, like, whoa. She hugs him and then looks in the camera and gives that Cena heel turn eyes into the camera. And from my looks of it, ruined his chance for kids in the future by kicking him right in the love below. Set up for a 619 title shot right to the face, frog splash, 1, 2, 3, and you got yourself a new IC champion, a 2-time IC champion at that, and Dirty Dom Mysterio. I guess Liv forgave Dom for all his interaction with Roxanne Perez while she was gone. If so, she's a dope. The next match was Nikki Bella challenging Stephanie Vaquer for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. Stephanie not only gave a devil's kiss right on the announce table, which Michael Cole went all Booker T on us, but a second one in the ring followed by an amazing, perfectly executed corkscrew moonsault, a thing of beauty for the 1, 2, 3. Retain, moving on. Now for the main event, Men's War Games. For the first time since 2022, where the Bloodline won. The heels won. With everyone involved, it should have been way more action-packed than it was. It was an average match. The end came when a mysterious figure, all in black, hoodie, couldn't see his face, climbed over the ring, super kicked Punk, looked like he was about to kick Braun at first, and delivered a signature Seth Rollins move, the curb stomp. And then he dipped. More on this mystery person later. Braun fired up, when you put his gear back on and then takes it off and delivers a spear to Punk, and the heels win. After the match, Roman gets up, pissed as all you know what, but helped Punk to his feet, shook his hand, looked at Cody and said, "This is the last time I'll ever team with you." Then the show's over. What? Seriously, we're going back to that match? Roman versus Cody part 3. And it also looks like Punk versus Braun, which I dig that. The mystery person cannot be Seth Rollins, right? He just had surgery. And why would he even help the Vision to win after he got booted from the group, got speared and tsunami'd to death? But does his hatred for Punk outweigh this, though? Interesting, but I feel this mystery person is none other than Mr. A-Town Down, Austin Theory. For the Raw preview for tonight, CM Punk's supposed to appear. Paul Heyman claims he's going to reveal the mystery guy. AJ Styles and Dragon Lee defend their tag team championships against The New Day, LA Knight. Yeah, takes on Jey Uso, and Gunther takes on Solo Sikoa. All right, moving on to the NCAA. I gave my thoughts on the game on my bonus episode on Saturday, so tune into that for those nuggets. The final regular season ranking before the conference game played are out. So here we go. You got Ohio State Buckeyes, the Indiana Hoosiers, Texas A&M, Georgia, Texas Tech, Oregon, Ole Miss, more on them, and their head coach, head scratcher, really, during the Elephant in the Room segment. Oklahoma, Notre Dame, Alabama, BYU, and Miami. Out of these, their conference games are super important for these playoff spots. OSU takes on Indiana for the Big Ten championship. Georgia takes on Alabama for the SEC championship. Texas Tech versus BYU takes on, or for the Big Ten. So out of all these games, these conference games that I'm about to point out are super important for these playoff spots. You got the Buckeyes taking on Indiana for the Big Ten. You got the Georgia Bulldogs taking on Alabama for the SEC championship. Texas Tech takes on BYU for the Big 12. So another crazy Saturday on December 6th with these winners locking up their playoff spots. NFL Week 13. Let's start with the Thanksgiving games. You got the Lions taking on the Packers at home. The Lions defense, terrible. No pressure on Jordan Love. He had all day and then some to light them up with a career-high 4 touchdowns. The playoffs for the Lions are slipping away, and the Lions will need to just win out to even think about making the playoffs. So going all out and taking those 4th down chances might not be the recipe for the Lions anymore. I mean, they gave up a 16-yard pass on 4th and 3 with time running out, and they were only down by 7. They needed a big stop from their defense and instead gave a big play to Wicks. The Chiefs took on the Cowboys. Mahomes did what he needed to do late in the 4th, bringing the game within 3. But the Kansas City defense just gave up a big play to George Pickens for 13 yards on 3rd and 2. FYI, the Cowboys have beaten back-to-back weeks both teams that were in the Super Bowl. The Eagles and now the Chiefs. The Cowboys are maybe as crazy as it sounds, maybe this is the time they make a deep run in the playoffs. Probably not. I'm only being real. The Ravens took on the Bengals. All I got to say about this game is Cool Joe B is back and winning games. The defense caused 5 turnovers. Recipe for success, indeed. And the Ravens are reeling. As of right now, they will not make the playoffs. Then we had a Black Friday game. The Bears took on the Eagles. The Bears. Every week I say this. Every week they show me that they might be for real. They've won 5 in a row. Their 2 running backs combined for 255 yards against the defending champions. And the Bears D held Saquon Barkley to 56 rushing yards. Moving on to Sunday. Big takeaways from the lot of games. 49ers seem to find a rhythm. The Dolphins have won 3 in a row. They might make a run for the playoffs. The Panthers shockingly beat the Rams. The Vikings are in serious trouble, getting shut out for the first time in 18 years. The Chargers look dominant, but they were playing the Raiders. So you gotta give that caveat to it. And the Bills embarrassed the Steelers. And they were at home. But this is the lowest scoring output since 2023 with 7. Granted, I don't know why they even tried out Aaron Rodgers. If to protect him, they had to keep him in the shotgun because his hand. But that didn't stop it. He got drilled, busted his face all up, bleeding from his nose. But during this game, Josh Allen passed Cam Newton for the most rushing touchdowns by a quarterback with 76. Realistically, he's on pace to do that, to get 100 by 2027's regular season finale. Those seem like back-to-back MVP type numbers, if you ask me. I don't see any other player that's putting up record numbers like Josh Allen is right now. And they're winning. So my power ranking for the NFL goes as such. The Bears. Granted, for the rest of the season, they got to play the Packers twice in the span of 3 weeks. And then they end the season against the Lions. Then you got the Broncos, who are 10-2, top of the AFC. Could win out, but have 2 big tests still to come. 1 against the Packers and 2 against the Chiefs on Christmas Day. The Patriots play on Monday Night Football against the Giants tonight. And then they got to play the Bills and Ravens still. And then we got the Packers. Still have to play both the Broncos, week 15, and the Ravens, who could be playing for their playoff lives in week 17. So it looks like the last 3 weeks of the season could come down to an epic finish. So many teams fighting for playoff spots. For the NBA Cup thoughts, MVPs, and all things NBA, tune into my bonus episode on Wednesday. Now, my favorite segment, where I just rant on and on about a sports topic that gives me a head scratch. Elephant in the room. Lane Kiffin leaving a playoff team in Ole Miss for a team that could go to the playoffs in LSU. I mean, he's leaving Ole Miss, who right now are a playoff team. They're 11-1 for a team, LSU, that went 7-5. Lane claims he wanted to coach the playoff game, but the athletic director wouldn't let him. Thanks, but no thanks. But can you blame him? Why would you want a guy with a foot out the door to coach the most important game in your school's history? Don't understand why didn't he wait to make this decision? Or why didn't he tell LSU, I'm too focused on getting my kids ready for the playoffs to win a national championship? Can we revisit this discussion when the season's over? I mean, LSU is a bad football team, and I'm sure they could have waited till January, February to make this announcement. What about the kids at Ole Miss? Looks like Lane just gave up on them. No faith in these young men to win, so he's leaving before they even know who they're playing? This might sound petty, but I would love for the Ole Miss Rebels to make it to the national championship game without Kiffin. Like the old man used to say, it's all about the money. And this is what is wrong with college sports. Not about the kids, but about the dollar signs, about the money. Like Ole Miss got the shaft, and they did nothing wrong. They outperformed what most people thought Ole Miss was going to do. 11-1 is really impressive. And they could make noise in the college football playoffs. So, there you have it. Another episode is in the books. Next up, episode 7. In honor of my favorite podcaster, Chris Van Vliet, I'm going to start naming my episodes after athletes' jersey numbers or wrestling themes. If you got a suggestion for episode 7, let me hear them. So curb stomp that subscribe button, like and comment, and let me know how I'm doing. And don't forget, John Cena has one more date left, and the last time is truly now. So just remember, control the controllables. This is Bishop, and I'm out of here. Deuces. Ooses.